A kind of a brand of Christianity, I think, is built up in these days that is wrong. It puts the emphasis on a kind of Christianity that moves from success to success, and usually the word success as defined by the world. Meaning, if we really have faith, we will stake out some massive miracle that we want God to do, or some great deed, or some accomplishment in ministry. We're the ones that initiate it, not God. And then we say, if we really have faith, we will be successful, wildly successful. And we measure our quality of faith and our quality of Christian character by success versus failure. Here's the problem with that. There are times we see in Scripture with great people of God who apparently failed. In fact, if you want to make the case, to the world and through their eyes and their means of defining success, there was no one less successful or a greater failure than Jesus. Jesus came here and died. Of course, they don't believe he rose from the dead. So the whole world looks at Jesus at the best. Well, he had a lot of good ideas, taught some nice things, but he was a failure. He died. He's the king, supposedly, of this world. He let him kill him. So he's a failure, according to this kind of thinking. There's a question, though, that we have to ask. And it'll lead us to some thoughts of A.W. Tozer. But an honest question that we have to ask is this. What does it do, or will it do, to my Christian experience, my faith, my confidence in God, if things that I pray for and claim he's going to do not turn out like I thought they would? What do I do? Does that mean I'm a total failure in the sight of God? What does it mean? Well, if we look at, here's some thoughts of A.W. Tozer. I'm going to read this. This is a pithy statement from somebody who was good at those kinds of statements. A.W. Tozer says this, quote, "No man is worthy to succeed until he's willing to fail. God may allow his servant to succeed when he has disciplined him to a point where he does not need to succeed to be happy. The man who is elated by success and cast down by failure is still a carnal man. God will allow his servant to succeed when he has learned that success does not make him dearer to God nor more valuable in the total scheme of things. Faith dares to fail. The resurrection and the judgment will demonstrate before all the world who won and who lost. We can wait till then." So the question is, will disappointment or failures cause us to turn away? Will it cause us to trust anyway or trust more? Tragically, some have no more faith than to turn bitter or turn back when things don't go as they wished. Really, their relationship with God hangs on a thread. That is, whether God does exactly what they expect or not, and it's broken if he doesn't. The best illustration we have of that is the 3 Hebrew children, the sons of Judah, that were carried into captivity to Babylon. Friends of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. When Nebuchadnezzar said, "I've set up this great golden statue of myself, everyone is required to fall down to it and pray to it and worship it, and if you don't, you're going into the furnace." And they refused to bow, and they were ratted out by jealous people, ran and told the king. When everyone bowed down, they didn't do it. So he calls them in, and he says, you got a second chance. If when you hear the music that we play, you fall down on your knees and face with everybody else and worship that golden image, you'll be fine. And they just said, well, we don't even need to give you much of an answer or pause to answer. We're not doing it. We will not bend. We will not bow. We are willing to burn. God made sure that because they didn't bow and didn't bend, they didn't burn. But they believed that it was entirely possible because they then made this statement. They said, "O king, we're not even careful to give you an answer." In other words, we're not going to put it together. We're not going to be that respectful. We're just going to say to you, look, we're not going to bow down. That's it. And they said, our God is able to deliver us. But they didn't stop there. They said, even if he doesn't, we won't bow. We won't bend. We're not going to do it. But if not, that is really the phrase. He's able to deliver us, but if he doesn't, but if not. We got to have but if not faith. So therefore, our faith, real faith, does not stalk into God's presence and say, I have determined that I want you, Lord, to bless this ministry, and we'll triple in 3 years, and we'll do this and we'll do this, and we believe God. Our true faith is humble and says, Lord, help me pray in the Spirit and know what to ask for, what to believe you for, what to petition you for. And if I don't have that clear prompting, then I leave it with you, saying, Lord, I petition this, I request this, but thy will be done. You know best. So grant this to me or deny it of me, whatever. Thy will be done. We have to have that kind of, if not, faith. That is the kind that leaves God absolutely in perfect charge. We have to do that kind of praying.